Well, hello, Randy and Connie and anybody else that you want to share this with of your family. This is Clint Abbott, your longtime friend from Newaygo. And I just can't believe that I finally connected with you. I mean, it has been a long time. And I'm doing this video because I thought, well, maybe I should email you, and Connie gave me you guys' email address. But then I got to thinking, and I still might do some of that, but rather than have you read a bunch, I just thought maybe I'd send little pieces of video along too. So that's what this is all about. And I got a few minutes here. My time has been really good, but I'll give you my story here over the next number of days and emails and videos. But for today's purposes, I teach part-time right now. And I've been on break, so today I might have a little time to send you an email or another video and catch you up. And then as I have time along the way, I'll try to send things too. I do plan on coming spring break, so I pray your health is good and that we can have a great visit on spring break, maybe around your birthday. April, I'll be out there. I'm planning, I'll send you guys my details once I get them nailed down, but I'm thinking April 4 through 6 or something like that. I think your birthday's on the 6th. So, but hey, yeah, now, I get it. You're going, Clint, he had more hair. Yeah, I had hair, but you see, I also had 3 teenagers, Of course, you had quite a few kids yourself, but had 3. So I blame them for this. So really good to connect with you. And I have been actually, since we last communicated by letter with each other, which I'm thinking was about 1973, I was going to come out. I don't know if you remember, you were working construction, I believe, in the Phoenix area, and I was going to come out. And all of that was good, August of 73. And at the last minute, I had a change of plans, and I didn't come out. So that's the last time. So since that time, since then, on and off, it hasn't been constant, but on and off, I've thought about you. And I just, if you remember, my friend, in our 7th grade and 8th grade years, we were like tight. I mean, we were like inseparable. That's what I remember. And I remember going over to your house a lot, and you came over to our house a lot. I remember your dad was a painter. I remember that. And I remember he actually let me go out on a job with you guys, and we painted some school or whatever in Muskegon. I remember that. But anyway, so I thought about you, and there have been times where I've actually tried to find you, and I couldn't. And of course, we didn't have computers in the 70s and the 80s. But in the 90s, I got on the computer before there was Facebook. And I know I tried looking, Randy Ruggles, Phoenix, nothing. I mean, different Randy Ruggles came up, and I don't think I ever connected with you. And so it's been something I've wanted to do for a very long time, 48 years, We last saw each other in the summer of 70, just before you guys moved. So 48 years. And then I find you on Facebook. And how I found you was I went through an old yearbook. There again, I had some time yesterday. And so I took the time to just kind of do a little research. And I pulled out this old yearbook, 1970, Newaygo Lions yearbook. And this is our class, and you might remember me like right here. That's my pick. And you are, let's see if I can find you. Where are you? Right there. Right there. Okay. So perhaps that's how you remember me and how I remember you. You look more like you did back then than I do, now. But anyway, I pulled out this yearbook and didn't know where to start on Facebook, and I typed in Randy Ruggles, and I saw this young, muscular guy, and I thought, too young, but he looks like you. Found out that's your son. So then I found Ron, your brother, and I found him on Facebook. And I saw that he was friends. We had two mutual common friends, Dick Hance and one other person from Newaygo. So then I knew I was in the right area. So then I started looking, and then I saw this Connie, name popping up. So when I clicked on her profile and just kind of was researching and saw the photo albums and saw the picture of you two, then I sent her a message saying, hey, I think your husband might be my old friend. I wonder if you could confirm that. And then while I was waiting to get a message back, I looked at a few more pictures and saw this other one of you guys and knew. And it was your birthday, April 6th, and I'm going, that's him. I knew it. And she confirmed. So really, really good to connect with you. And so I just want to send you this little live video here right now. So I won't keep it long because maybe it's easier for you to read something quicker. You can pick it up and go rather than to sit in front of a thing and watch a video. But I just remember we were inseparable, and I remember running track together. You were the stud, and if you're sharing this, Connie, he was like amazing. Of course, we used to tease him because he was like a year and a half older than the rest of us, because we all were class of '74, all born in the end of '55 in 1956, and I think he's born in '54. So Randy was like the only guy that was 16 in 8th grade. We joked if he lived farther away from the school, he lived close by. He could have drove, but he had set. I don't know if you remember, but you had set some records in track. You ran the 220-yard dash. I don't think you set a record. Yeah, you did. It was like 25.7 or something like that. You ran a great 220. I don't know if you ran the 100. I think you might have been on the relay teams, but then you were a really good long jumper too. So we had track together, and then of course we were just always together. You, me, and Randy Gardner, I remember. And I know we had mutual friends, other friends that we hung out with separately. Like I hung out a lot with Mike Ober. I don't know if you remember Mike Ober. But I hung out with him a lot. But if I wasn't hanging out with him, then I was hanging out with you and Gardner. And by the way, I just recently, I've known where Randy lives. He lives south of Grant. He's been there for a while, and I've known that for a while. I get involved in our class reunions. We do class reunions from time to time. And I remember inviting him. But he never responded. It might not be his thing, and I get it, not a problem. But I did reach out because Connie said she's friends with Randy's wife, and so I saw her on Facebook, and I did a friend request. So we'll see if they honor that. But that's we used to hang out together, and so close. And I remember when you moved, it was just really painful for me because you were my best friend. And that was a tough one. Now I had many more pictures over the years, but over the years, Michelle and I went through our pictures, and we pitched a lot of them. Just a lot of pictures just didn't. But we had kept out a few that I even scanned into the computer. A couple of those I shared. One is you in our living room. Another one is you and your first wife, Cindy, and daughter, Lisa, maybe is her name, I think. But anyway, painful when you moved, and so I had to get find new people to hang out with and all that. So I went through high school. I'll keep this short, and I'm going to take just a couple more minutes here, and that's it, and we'll come back and do this again. But when I went into high school, you might remember I played basketball. And I really fell in love with the game of basketball. quite a bit, and I did pretty well as a freshman, and then on the junior varsity. And then my sophomore year of high school is when I met my wife, Michelle, and I know you and I were communicating by letter back then. And Michelle and I started dating, and going to our junior year, and I stopped playing. I just got away from sports, and I got stupid. I ran with the wrong crowd, and I ran with the wrong crowd, and had long hair, did the hippie thing, got into the drugs, just had a rough life, was pretty rebellious, but dating Michelle. And then finally, in my junior year, this is 73, I had missed so much school that the principal called me into his office, and he said to me, "Clint, I've had it with you. You've missed so much time, but you have enough credits to come back and graduate next year as a senior." And this was April of 73. He said, "You're done. You're done this year. Just come back your senior year and graduate." So, it was mid to late April of 73 when I got tossed out of high school. And then it was that summer, you and I were writing back and forth, and I was going to come out, and I believe the game plan was I was going to work construction, and I wasn't really planning on coming back to Michigan real soon, even to finish my senior year. We were talking about working on construction and saving up money to go to California Jam the following year. I don't know if you remember that, but that's what I remember. And it was in August, and my parents were just, it was painful, but they knew you guys, and they knew that I was going to people that we knew, so it was okay. But right there at the last minute, I made a change of plans, and too much in love with this gal just to walk away. And so I stayed. And then that fork in the road led to other things. So we ended up getting married. Before we got married, I probably should have went to Arizona. See, that's one of those shouldas, you never know how that fork's going to go. If I'd gone to Arizona, what would life have been like if I'd done that? But I didn't. I stayed. I got stupid. And me and some guys, we were, drinking and stealing beer. Broke into a restaurant, stole beer, got arrested, breaking and entering. So I did 5 weekends in in September of 73. I did 5 weekends in the county jail, and then I went back to school. And it was during that time that we found out Michelle was pregnant. We were not Christians at the time, and so I wanted to make it right. And we always figured we'd get married, so I just dropped out of high school. And we got married, and so we started our married life. All right. So I'm going to stop this video. So that's where you and I. That's where the story kind of went from the time that you moved to the time I basically got out of high school or dropped out of high school and got married. So I'll email you or send you another video. I don't know what you're going to like, but I hope you've enjoyed this little format. Good connecting with you. So really good, I'm excited. I don't know if you're, I'm like a little kid right now. Like all I can think of is making my plans to come out and see you guys. And so that's it for now. Maybe I'll send an email, maybe I'll do a video, or maybe you just shoot me an email or a Facebook message. If you like the video, I'll do another one, okay? Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye.